The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the show. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live comes to you from the Jared Construction Studios. Right on time, right on budget. Check out jared-construction.com. License WV030133. Phone calls to the show. Service of Guarantee Bank, 1320 Canal Boulevard, East Charleston. Guarantee Bank, your community, your bank, your story. Texting service provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Tailor, Virginia Street. In honor of America's birthday, Tony will be closed Saturday through Monday. He'll reopen on Tuesday. Normal summer hours, the normal hours for Tony the Tailor, Mondays 11 to 3, Tuesday through Friday 10 till 5, Saturdays by appointment only. Check out bestmastertailor.com or Tony's Facebook page for more information. And the Guarantee Bank hotline number is 304-345-5858. And the Tony the Tailor text 304-935-5008. 1 day closer to the Regatta and to the capital city celebration. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes says the heat continues today and through the weekend. The high in your thermometer today about 97, heat index about 102, clear and warm tonight, low 70s. We continue to bake tomorrow near 100. That's the actual high for tomorrow, 105 heat index, 100 or so on Friday. With the heat index, well, you don't need me to tell you. We could see some scattered storms for the 4th, upper 90s for highs, better chance of storms on Sunday, cooling down a relative term to the mid-90s. Download the Metro News television app to follow Brian and his team of meteorologists and check him out on social media as well. Coming up, we are talking about Regatta, a couple of different fronts here. Free shuttles are going to be available from KRT. We're going to talk to Director Sean Hill about that. Kerri Cooper and Margaret O'Neill here from the United Way of Central West Virginia to talk about the Duck Race. And on a serious front, relief for those who may need it to stay cool during this heat wave. All that, your calls and texts too. I do want to mention, though, that due to the heat, this was announced late yesterday afternoon, one of the concert times has been moved. Tomorrow night's Winona and Melissa Etheridge concert has been moved to a start time of 7:30 instead of 6:30. And that, I'm sure that was fine with Winona and Melissa, too, to move it to 6:30. Welcome into the show now, or move it from 6:30 to 7:30, I should say. 7:30 is the start time. Welcome now from Regatta Pro Wrestling. You know him, you love him. It's Adam Harris. How you doing, my friend?
Morning. Good morning, Dave. Show. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Can I give you the obligatory hot enough for you?
Hot enough for you? Boy, we're going to have some hot pro wrestling action this Saturday. No wonder.
King of the Segway.
Yeah,
all right,
doubt,
it is the Gino's Pizza Slamboree, Sternwell Slamboree. Give me, before we get into talking about the wrestling, give me the time and location.
Sure, yeah, man. This is our 4th annual Sternwell Slamboree, and it's our 2nd year down at Haddad Riverfront Park. That's where Live on the Levee is. That's where the Regatta concert is going to be on Sunday. And it's also where the hot dog eating contest is on Saturday. So that's going down in the morning. And then as soon as that wraps up, we're going to get the squared circle assembled. And the superstars of the region's professional wrestling scene are going to descend upon Haddad Riverfront Park for the 4th annual Sternwell Slamboree. Free show, 4 p.m., and I invite anybody, maybe you're a wrestling fan or maybe you're just wrestling curious, you should come on down. And this is a great chance to expose yourself to some of the best in independent wrestling. And I think you'll be surprised. You know, Dave, this is not like what you see on USA and on SmackDown and on Netflix.
And one of the great things about this, the way that you guys do this, is, West Virginia has a very vibrant pro wrestling scene. And I mean that in all sincerity. And unfortunately, though, from the time I was in the business, too, there's a lot of territorialism. There's a lot of, well, you don't run this town, that's our town.
Right.
You work for this guy, you can't work for that guy.
Yeah.
This event, you're bringing the best of all of the, you're like a one-man UN. I mean, you're just bringing everybody in.
It's kind of hard to explain to somebody that's not necessarily as involved as deeply as you and I have been, but it's true. There is kind of a territorial system still in West Virginia. But I would just like to say thanks to the fellow promoters, Moose and Scotty from ACW, which is Appalachian Championship Wrestling, my friend Derek from Pro Wrestling Conquest. They run in Kanawha City a few times a year. And then, of course, Gary Dameron from All-Star Wrestling, which is where I met you for the first time, and our friend Chance Prophet, who runs the Power Slam Academy and Power Slam Pro Wrestling. So the four of them have been really helpful and instrumental, really, in just helping me put this show together for the city and help us represent pro wrestling to a broader and perhaps more general audience at the Regatta.
And doing shows like this, I know from my days in the business, it's a little bit different because, people sometimes, as you said, you called them wrestling curious. Sometimes people just kind of wander in.
That's right.
They're downtown taking in other things with the Regatta, and they're like, oh, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
And let's go check it out. So it's a little bit of a different, you're going to have your hardcore fans that are going to be there,
That's
Adam.
right. Yeah.
But you're also going to have some people that maybe aren't necessarily wrestling fans that are just, okay, I'm going to come check this out.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And you know what? I try to book a show that's going to be easy for the crowd to follow, right? You need to know who you're supposed to dislike, and more importantly, who you're supposed to love and cheer for and support in action. And so I think we've got an incredible card. We've been rolling out matches throughout the day. I announced earlier this morning over on your sister station, the Mountain. I almost called it the Animal.
Yeah, well,
we announced our main event title match, Troy Parker versus Tyler Jordan. And Tyler wrestles out of state. He's coming into Charleston to challenge for the Regatta Pro title. And that's the kind of reputation that we've built so far for this relatively new organization, if you will.
It is new, and it's this collection, I guess, for lack of a better term, this league, if you will, of guys and gals that are coming in for this. And they realize how big this is because, we're talking major crowds that are already going to be in Charleston anyway.
Yeah.
But when you start doing the wrestling show, people really, really love it. They come from all over and take it all in.
We had a great crowd last year. It was our first year down at Haddad Riverfront Park, and I'm expecting, I hope, that the West Virginia wrestling fans are going to show up in full force because this is a unique event. I think people love the setting, being right by the water, and also the seating area. And that part is actually what's under the shade during that time of the day from 4 to 6 or so. The audience will have the most shade available during that time period thanks to the canopy down there at Haddad Riverfront Park. So plan your hydration, plan your naps accordingly, and get ready for a hot day. But it's going to be a fun day down at Regatta.
And I'll tell you, and you and I were kind of talking off the air, telling old stories here. But as old guys have a tendency to do, what people may not realize is that canvas, that mat, how hot it gets at any given time for an outdoor show. And I told the story about doing a show years ago with Ricky Morton of the legendary Rock and Roll Express, and we were doing a show outdoors. It was a summer festival, not nearly the size of Regatta. It was much smaller, and it was a noontime show. And I remember Ricky, who was a veteran of the business, legend in the sport, one of my really good friends too.
At that time, probably only 30 years in the business.
Yes. Now it's more like 60 or something like that. The guy's still going strong. But Ricky telling those young guys in the back, boys, try to stay off that canvas if you can, because you lay on that canvas. If you're hurt, you got to do what you got to do, but try to get off of it as soon as possible, because the temperature on that canvas, I'm no Brian Hughes, but I'm going to say the temperature on that canvas probably 140, 150 degrees.
It has to be. Just think about the dashboard of your car when it sits there all day. That's kind of like what's happening to that mat, and it's like a canvas material. It's not like it's breathable.
You could make a grilled cheese sandwich on that really easily.
That's right. I might be cooking some egg burritos backstage, just on the stage there at Haddad Riverfront Park, fry some eggs. But I'm not too worried about it. These guys are used to it, and that's the thing about pro wrestling, Dave, is that you have to be prepared not only to wrestle anyone, but to wrestle anywhere.
Yeah.
It might be a small festival. It might be like tomorrow night we're headed to B-Dubs up in Cross Lanes for an outdoor show.
Okay.
And that's what I love about these shows, and you mentioned it. It's that the casual fan might be able to just stroll up, and they might watch more wrestling than they're going to watch in their entire lives. Or they may stick around and go, wow, this is kind of fun. And a lot of people enjoy the reactions of the crowd to the wrestling just as much as they enjoy the wrestling. And that's what kind of hooks people, is they realize like, oh, okay, cool. This is really interactive. That's what I remember about my first show as a kid. It's like, wow, this lady next to me just yelled at Harley Race. Like, she's mad. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, that's kind of like what makes this cool, is like you get to participate.
And the thing about it is when you're talking about these guys, I want to, as best you can, I want you to tell me some of the people that are going to be there. I know you're not revealing matches, all of them yet, but I do want to talk about some people that are going to be there. That one of the things that I really do love about these shows is that, as you said, it gives an opportunity for fans who aren't the hardcore fans to come in and for the wrestlers to tell a story, because you don't have the benefit of a weekly television show.
Yeah, that's right. There's no storytelling, no advanced storytelling.
Now, a lot of the fans that are going to come out for this event are ones that will see you, as you said, at Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's right.
Cross
Lanes, that's right.
May see some of the guys in Huntington or these other places, and they follow on the internet, YouTube, and whatever as well. Yeah. But overall, you don't have that glitzy produced television show to help tell the stories that, like when I was a kid, before I got into business, I went to see Ric Flair wrestle Rick Steamboat, and they had a feud for years.
Right here at the Coliseum, right?
No, that was in Logan.
Oh, in Logan. Wow, really cool at the Fieldhouse.
1 hour draw, 1984, Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair in Logan, at the Logan Memorial Fieldhouse.
Well, wrestling's changed a lot, but I can promise you there's going to be no 1 hour draws at the Sternwell Slamboree this Saturday in the 100-degree heat.
I had a text here that said, this is a good point, any athlete or band member that's been on a sun-soaked AstroTurf field knows exactly what you're talking about. I was actually thinking about that too, because I remember a couple of years ago being in Morgantown and being at Mountaineer Field, and this was during a practice session. And I remember at that time, Tony Gibson, who was coaching, was an assistant with the Mountaineers at the time, long before he went to Marshall. Tony Gibson talking to some of us and saying, well, if we get some of these big guys that's got a little running back down there, we might lay on him a little bit, just kind of grind him into the turf a little bit, put a little insult to injury. Who are some of the guys that are going to be there?
Yeah, so I know you're familiar with Chance Prophet, who's like a 25-year veteran of the business at this point. You recognize him by his face paint. He's got like the black and white and the skull painted on his face. Mm-hmm. And while the real human Chance Prophet is a wonderful individual involved in his church, a deacon for the Lord, the dark child, Chance Prophet, is quite the opposite of that. And when he gets into the ring, he's capable of unquestionable tactics in order to gain the win. And he's currently the Boone County champion for ASW, and he's going to be defending that title. It's going to be a regatta street fight, a 3-way regatta street fight with Bishop Baylor, who was our regatta champion for over 270 days. And also a former Boone County champ. And Chance is defending against the other former Boone County champ, Noah Ray, who's one half of the tag champs. And, we mentioned earlier, this is like a super show. So there's going to be a lot of titles. There's a lot of champions, because all of these federations want to put their best foot forward. So that's going to be a triple threat in our main event. I talked about Troy Parker defending his title. But I wanted to talk about Emily Rose, who is a local woman. She went to Winfield High School. Played softball there, and she also went on to play 5 years with West Virginia State as a designated hitter and a pitcher, and they won a conference title with her on the mound, and she's been coaching volleyball and softball at Riverside recently. Okay. But she's been training for the last 3 years and has really grown exponentially in those 3 years. She's already been called up to do an appearance on AEW Collision, so she's got a national television appearance under her belt already. And what's really exciting is that she's going to be stepping in for a mixed tag match. And this is what's going to open the show on Saturday. It's going to be Emily Rose teaming with an unforgettable character of professional wrestling, Lifeguard Ross, who's a real lifeguard. And he comes out to the Baywatch music. So we're going to see Lifeguard Ross teaming with Emily Rose. And they're going to take on Shane Kryzak, who I know you remember
very well
from ASW in his early days. Shane is now like one of the vets of the business. And has been really helpful to Regatta Pro Wrestling over the years. And he's going to be teaming up with a former Miss Kanawha Majorette in the form of Reese Ramon. Now she's a college graduate. She was a twirler for the Thundering Herd, but now she's recently won her first women's solo title, and she's been making waves at Appalachian Championship Wrestling, at All-Star Wrestling, and at Pro Wrestling Conquest over the years. And so Reese is going to be teaming up with Kryzak in a mixed tag match, and that's going to kick things off at the Sternville Slamboree at 4 p.m., right after our friend Josh Pantry, who's a past regatta performer. He's going to kick us off in a traditional fashion by singing America the Beautiful.
Pantry's great.
Yeah.
He really, really is.
He's the man, and he's excited to be a part of this show.
He'll have a loyal following.
He's an old wrestling fan himself. Me and him were talking shop the other night.
He's got a loyal following. All right, so can you tell us, because I got to wrap this up, who are a couple other people that will be on the show?
Yeah, I mentioned Bishop Baylor, who's popular here. He held our title for over 2 years. Mentioned Chance Prophet's going to be there. Oh, yeah, and this is going to be fun. 3 times named Kentucky's strongest man. Donovan Cecil is going to be here. This is his first appearance in Charleston. He's a 300-pounder, legitimately Kentucky's strongest man, and he's going to make his Charleston debut this Saturday. Looking forward to seeing him throw somebody around. All right, give us the time, and it's all at the Haddad Riverfront Park. That's right, 4 p.m. this Saturday, 4 p.m. bell time, the 4th annual Sternwell Slamboree. I'm going to be rolling out stuff throughout the next couple days. The promo tour has begun, so check out Regatta Pro Wrestling on Facebook. That's the best way to stay up to date, and the Charleston Regatta Facebook page as well, and we have an Instagram too. Tex says, all we need now is our own Tony Chevalier, Mean Gene Oakland. I'm looking at him right here. That would be you, Adam Harris. A lot of people expect there to be like live commentary, but that's just not a thing, really. Like on television, there's always commentators. But you'll be behind the scenes and on the scene because you'll be in the ring doing all the ring announcing. I'm the ring announcer, which is cool, and you're the one who bestowed that title upon me, so thank you. I owe you a lot. And the cool part about being a ring announcer is that I get to be a part of every match. Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes this so unique and fun. And I look forward to welcoming the wrestling fans down there. It's going to be hot, but it's going to be fun. And you know what? There's something to be said about that heat stroke days that you get into. It's like you're really just floating around in the air like the humidity. So stay hydrated. Come see us. I'm already on my hydration plan, brother. Right. Thank you. All right. Adam Harris, Regatta Pro Wrestling. It's presented by Geno's, and it will be 4:00 on Saturday, Haddad Riverfront Park, free of charge. And it's a lot of the fans will be sitting in the shade, too. That's right. That's the best thing about it. Total bonus. All right, it is 9:24 of the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you by the Charleston Dirty Birds. Birds are on the road. This week, they're back at Gomart Ballpark next Tuesday to start a series against Long Island. Visit dirtybirdsbaseball.com. We'll talk to folks from the United Way of Central West Virginia on how to stay cool. Plus the Great American Rubber Duck Race is happening as part of Regatta. We'll talk to them when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
Charleston, there's a new bank in town, but it's built on something timeless: relationships. Guarantee Bank is now open on the Boulevard, bringing community banking back to the Canal Valley. We're local decision makers, real people, and a team that understands West Virginia business. Whether you're growing your company, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Stop by our new Charleston branch at 1320 Canal Boulevard and experience banking the way it should be. Guarantee Bank, where community comes first.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Why do so many West Virginians choose the Payton Law Firm after an injury? Because Tom and Harvey Payton are from here, and they fight for their neighbors every day. When you're dealing with an injury claim, you need experience, straight answers, and results you can trust. Don't let insurance companies or out-of-state firms push you around. Call 755-5556 or visit PaytonLawFirm.com.
The attorneys referenced in this ad are lifelong residents and are licensed to practice law in the state of West Virginia.
Welcome back to the show, 926. Ryan Nicholson, our producer today. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. The Huston's July Special: buy any regularly priced large 18-inch pizza and get a 2-liter bottle of any Pepsi product free. Find your nearest Huston's for delivery, pickup, or dine in at HustonsPizza.com. It's known as the Great Rubber Duck Race, and it's going to happen Sunday as part of Regatta at 11 a.m. Here to talk about a good friend of the program, Kerri Cooper from the United Way of Central West Virginia. Good morning, Kerri.
Morning, Dave. How are you?
You know, I wasn't even looking at you when you did that.
Perfect.
I had my head down here looking at my notes, and I look up and I just hear this sound on my airwaves, and well, I'm gonna not say, but I thought Steve Animal was in the room. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm all quacked out. I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
How many do you have somewhere like saved on your phone, a list of duck puns?
No, they just come natural at this point. We're 7 years in, they're natural.
All right. So we're getting ready to go ducking, right?
We are.
All right. So let's talk about it. Give us all the details.
We have sold already 9,178. We got to hit 15,000.
Okay.
So, we've got almost 6,000, a little less than 6,000 to hit between now and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing better, right? $5. $5.
And people are listening right now. Where's the best place to, and we'll hit this a couple times, but where's the best place to
So you can go to the website, which is Duck Race, one word, DuckRace.com/Charleston. You can go to our website, UnitedWayCWV.org. You can go to V100. There's 1,000 places to find it. You can also text the word Duck Race, one word, to 51555. You can get your ducks there. You can get a Lone Ranger, Double Trouble. You can get the Lucky Seven, the Dirty Dozen, or you can get a flock, which is $25 for $100, which is the most bang for your buck.
Okay, I mean, actually, it is.
It is
because you're double, tripling your numbers. I know V100 is a big part of this. All of our stations are, and Logan Scott was actually doing a live broadcast from in front of the building the other day. I asked him. I said, "Are you charging for travel expenses? To take the tent and set it up out in front of the building here on Virginia Street?" I
mean, Logan has been a great supporter. He's worked really hard with us to get these ducks sold.
All right, he's an all right guy. So when people buy the ducks, simple question, but where does the money go?
The money goes back into the United Way's Community Impact Fund, and that Community Impact Fund funds 34 nonprofits in our 6-county footprint: Boone, Braxton, Clay, Kanawha, Putnam, and Logan. So in that 6 counties, nonprofits that are doing the good work, doing the things that you would want your dollar to do, are funded, and you'll be able to see exactly where that $5 goes with that.
We're talking with Kerri Cooper of United Way of Central West Virginia, and you talk about the services that are provided, or talking about those different organizations. Just give me a couple of the services that would be funded by this. I mean, a couple things,
So
activities.
domestic violence shelters, right?
Okay, yeah.
So knows no bounds. You may know that girl, that man that's suffering domestic violence. That $5 will help take care of them.
No socioeconomic background either. It could be somebody living at the head of the holler. It could be somebody in one of the richer neighborhoods.
That's right.
And it can be men.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It can be anyone.
Mm-hmm. So that's one of them. What are some of the other ones?
So you think about recovery, right? Mm-hmm. Individuals that are going back into recovery, getting their ducks in a row, so to speak. Mm-hmm. They're getting back on track. Recovery. You think about food programs, feeding those that are not as fortunate as you and I, Dave, to have a few extra pounds. It absolutely gets us back on the right track.
Get the duck out of here.
I mean, it feeds kids. It helps kids in after school programs. It helps take care of those that are not as fortunate as you and I.
Yeah, well, and that's what this whole thing is about. It's a fun event. It's probably, well, I mean, I know you do this and you do, Dancing with the Stars and whatever, but this is, there's a reason why you do all these fun events, because it's for real serious things.
It is. It's the easiest way to make our sometimes sad job happy, right? Mm-hmm. It is, sometimes we have to say no, and buying a duck is the easiest way for us to say yes. Mm-hmm. It's the easiest way for us to give back into our community to help fill our cup. We get to say yes a lot to individuals, but sometimes there's not a resource for that. And that's part of the gig as raising the funds so that we can give them away.
I'll talk about the sponsorship for this as well. Because,
West Virginia American Water is our premier sponsor, has been from the start. They are 100% backing us all the way through. We have Calvin Broyles Jewelers in South Charleston. We have Employment Express Professionals that is our sponsor. We have I'm going to have to pull up.
That's all right. That's all right.
But I mean, we have a lot of sponsors that make sure that we're getting absolutely, they're giving back to their community. We have Poco Valley Bank. We have United Bank, Charleston Stern Mill Regatta. We have Surf Pro. We have Security America. We have Better Homes. Not Better Homes. Sorry. Home Builders Association that not only gives us an opportunity at their event each April, they come and tag the ducks, right? Mm-hmm. So they come and put the stickers on that make them your duck. Mm-hmm. We have Capital Market and of course the City of Charleston, V100, always supporting with us, HD Media, West Virginia. Give me your call letters.
WVRC Media.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, WOWK. Mm-hmm. A lot of support that goes a long way with $5 a duck.
Okay. And how many ducks are we talking about? Are you going to dump?
The goal is 15,000.
That's the goal.
Right? Uh-huh. So if we only sell 14,000, we'll only dump 14,000.
Okay.
So they're marked so that I don't saturate a race I don't want to pull out 10 ducks that's not winning.
Right.
So the 14,000 that
only the ones that have been paid for, so to speak, are the ones that get dumped in the water. So there's not going to be. That's a very good point, because your goal is 15, but if you only sell 12, then 12 will go in.
12 is the only ones in, right? So we mark them in their container. This 1,000 goes here. This 1,000 goes there. So I'll be able to count it down to the exact number of how many goes in that river.
All right, and talk about your role in all this. You and Margaret and the team. What do you? While this is going on, what are you guys doing? You just cheering them on, or what?
Oh, no. I retrieve the winners.
Okay. So all 15,000 of them, or whatever.
I get the winners.
Okay.
So Margaret's at the top of the Southside Bridge with the dump truck with Jimmy Dunn dumping them into the river. I'm on the bottom in a fireboat making sure that the winners cross the finish line. Those first 9 get fabulous prizes. And then the rest of our team, so that's our family, our volunteers, the Great Canal River Navy also participates. They are helping us with the boats. They're retrieving the ducks. We count those ducks. So we're not leaving 15,000 ducks in the Canal River.
Sure, yeah.
All 15,000 come out because they go to another race, right? So we rent those ducks. They're fresh from Atlanta. They're going on to Arizona. So
what a fascinating vocation,
right? Right? I mean, what a genius way.
Let's say run into somebody at a bar. What do you do for a living, buddy? I'm into ducks. I sell ducks.
I'm into ducks.
I rent ducks.
I'm into ducks.
I rent ducks.
I mean, it's the easiest way to do it economically. The most bang for our buck, or the most bang for our duck. It is.
I was going to say the most bang for your cluck. But that's not. That's a cousin to the ducks, I guess.
It is. Yeah. But all poultry is left.
No, it's all foul play.
It is.
It's all foul play. Kerri Cooper is here from the United Way of Central West Virginia, and the event again is going to be. It starts around 11.
11 o'clock
on Sunday morning. So, and people just love to watch this, because even on like social media, if I've not been there, I've seen people doing the Facebook Live thing and cheering on their ducks. And so
it's phenomenal to watch. What a sea of yellow in the middle of that canal that goes. That's doing the wonderful thing. I mean, there's 1,000 ways to support. Watching us is one of them. You can get a Pandora charm from Calvin Broyles. You can get a JP Owen T-shirt. You can get Blinko glass. I mean, there's ways to give back. All of those, are West Virginia companies.
Text says most whack for your quack.
That is absolutely great.
All right. Texter, you get the trademark on that. If they see that on a T-shirt somewhere, you call Kerri and say, hey, that's mine. I do want to ask you something while you're here about something very serious, though.
Okay.
We have fun with the ducks and and everything, but we got a lot of hot weather out there right now.
Right.
And I mean, we're talking about dangerous. We talk about heat. I mean, our temperature is going to be 100, let alone what the heat indices are. So some folks need to, I'm not talking about Regatta. I'm talking about other people need to be prepared, for that and seek out a cooling station.
Yeah. So we need to remember, to do what West Virginians do best, is take care of each other. So, your neighbors next door, make sure they're cool, make sure they have water, make sure they have some way to ventilate their home. There's lots of homes that the windows doesn't open. So make sure that they're keeping cool. In the Charleston area, we have 2 warming. That's normally where I'm at. Cooling stations. We have the CAT office, which is 1015 Smith Street. They're open from 8:30 every morning till 7 o'clock every night. We have the neighborhood shop on the west side. It's 300 West Washington Street. They're open from 11 to 7 every day. In St. Albans, we have the Hansford Center. They're going to be open 8 to 3. In Boone County, we have the Van Community Center, Wharton Community Center, and Spruce River Community Center that are going to be open every day 8 to 5.
And so those are places that if people don't have air conditioning or don't have a way to cool, as you said, sometimes windows don't even open in some of these homes. They can go there, no questions asked, and they can try to stay cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And follow, stay out of the sun if at all possible. I know some of us have got to work in the sunshine, right? But from 11 to 3, try to stay cool, stay in the sunshine. Drink as much water as you can. We have a cooler outside of our building, cold water in it, right? No questions asked. Come through, get that cold water, stay hydrated. Wear light clothes. Not, it's not the day for black, right? It's a yellow day. It's a duck day. So wear all your yellow, your loose fitting clothing. Try to your best to keep cool, and if you have the ability, take a cold shower. If nothing else, that will cool your core temp, and that'll make you better off. If you need a warming center, want to know where one is near you.
Cooling.
Cooling. I keep saying warming. That's
It's
just
all
my
good.
gig.
It's all right.
So Cooling Center, call West Virginia 211.
West Virginia 211 is your resource for pretty much anything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those cooling centers are available. We urge people, and there's more too. And every community's got some.
Yes.
Whether it's with the United Way or not, we just want you to stay cool.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
All right. Give us it's 11 a.m. on Sunday. And we're running a little bit short of the goal for these Ducks here. So let's
step
up, West Virginia.
Right. Text Duck Race to 51555. One word, Duck Race to 51555.
All right. Kerri Cooper, good luck with everything.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. It is 22 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. If you're injured, visit forthepeople.com. All right, people, everybody, Charleston's going to be bumping this weekend. We got the Capital City celebration. We got the regatta going on. How you going to get from place to place? I got you hooked up. It's Sean Hill with KRT. He's going to join us when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses have been creating jobs in West Virginia since 1997.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
According to Feeding America, over 7 million seniors nationwide were food insecure in 2022. West Virginia is no different. Hi, I'm Jason, President and CEO of Union Mission Ministries. For 113 years, Union Mission has focused on helping people in need. Right now, our senior citizens need our help. That is why Union Mission is partnering with local senior living facilities to get food delivered directly to those in need. Will you help us reach more seniors? Visit unionmission.com to learn more.
Adventure is boundless. Adventure is a journey that never ceases. When you hit the open road or the open water, time stops and adventure begins. From anchors away to kickstands up, a continuous tradition of adventure is the spirit that drives Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports, featuring Godfrey pontoons, so you can make way for the party or peace on your endless adventure. Discover more at TrojanLanding.com or visit Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports in Charleston today.
That's the sound of the official band of the Dave Allen Show. It's Amos Steele. You need a band for your festival, your family get-together, whatever, demolition derby, mud wrestling, whatever. Those guys will do it. All you got to do is just look them up on Facebook. They're a fantastic band. Check them out. I invite you to join me every Friday morning, 9:06, for the Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors. Family owned, proudly serving the community for over 50 years. They specialize in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, and beautifully crafted sewn goods. Homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces, they can do it all. Located at 516 D Street in South Charleston. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor, text 304-935-500. Texas, don't forget all the animals outside too. Water and shade, please. Our good friend Sean Hill from KRT is here. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks, Dave, for having me, Dave.
Thank you for being here. All right, so I want to talk about the shuttles because there's going to be a few people in Charleston over the next little bit. Everything starts tomorrow, of course, with Regatta and the CCC, as they're calling the Capital City celebration at the Capitol. And you guys at KRT are going to take care, or do your best to take care of the parking woes here. Talk about it.
Exactly. So we're thrilled. The last several years we've helped with providing shuttles for the regatta. And this year we're even more excited the fact that we're not just serving the regatta with a shuttle, we're also connecting to the CCC, as you mentioned. So what we're going to do is we're going to have shuttles that run both from the west side of Charleston down at the Patrick Street Plaza, or what you may refer to the Big Lots parking lot. And also on the other side of town, we're going to, at Laidley, field you can park. And that way we're going to connect both of those shuttles. We're going to have a 30-minute shuttle that's going to run and make stops on Virginia and Courier Street all along the way for the entirety of the event. So make sure you can park somewhere and not have to stress about that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the best way to go. I mean, really it is, because I'm guilty as charged, man. Everybody, when they go to an event, they want to be as close as possible, close to that car. But it was already hectic with Regatta, but now we're adding the CCC on top of it. I mean, I don't want to say it's going to be a mess, because it's manageable and it's a good thing to have. But I will say it could be it could be a little tense at times, trying to find a place to park close anyway.
Yeah, so we want to take that guesswork out. We don't want people to stress about, hey, where am I going to park? How's this going to work out? Do I need to bring money for parking, etc.? So this is a completely free shuttle. We're really happy to do this as part of our public service. We recognize that not everybody rides the KRT bus during the year, but every year they can count on us to provide these public service charters for events like the Regatta, etc. Another item, and you just talked about with Kerri here, was the heat. So hop on the bus. It's an air-conditioned bus. We're going to bring you back and forth. And if you're walking around and you're really warm, hop on a bus as you see it drive by. It's completely free. You can cool down and ride it around. It's going to be doing a continuous loop every 30 minutes from 9 a.m. until 11 p.m. So anytime you're down at the Regatta, you can hop on one of KRT's buses. We're going to have a trolley decorated there with some 250th celebration items. And then we're also going to have hopefully one of our art buses too.
How many buses are you going to have out there approximately?
We're starting with 2, and what we do every year is we kind of ebb and flow based off of the demand. So if we notice that, hey, one bus would cut it, obviously, if we can run it with 1, we will. But if it takes 2 or 3, we're going to do the same thing. And we appreciate our operators for stepping up, especially on their holiday weekend too.
I think a lot of people are going to take advantage of the coolness on the buses too.
Exactly.
That's one aspect right there, because even if you are in relatively good health, this kind of heat affects everybody. When we get as hot as what we are now, and so if you just need to cool down, or if you say, look, I'm going to park 2 or 3 blocks away, but man, it's just so hot walking there, maybe I'll just go to one of these places that you mentioned and hop on the bus, and I don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. And you can go on rideonkrt.com and see the map of exactly our routes, but essentially they're going to come down Canal Boulevard on the west side of town, then they'll go down Virginia and Courier Street on the east side of town. And another thing too is these next couple of days, anytime the temperature gets sustained above 90 degrees, we do a cooling bus down at the city center. So if you come down to Laidley, even though you're not riding a shuttle, you can hop on the bus that's parked there and cool down, because we recognize how dangerous these temperatures can get for folks.
I had a text here says, are babies and toddlers legally required to be in car seats on public buses or these shuttles?
They're not required to be in car seats. No, I mean, I would suggest that's probably safer, but we're going at low speeds, especially.
I was going to say, what's the maximum speed? Like 30, 20?
I can't imagine the speed limit's higher than 25 anywhere along this route, because you're just on the boulevard and then you're coming down the side streets. So.
And look, if you're coming to town and you're thinking about, I thought about using KRT with the price of gas and whatever, maybe a little bit more. It's an opportunity for you to check it out, because you get some nice buses. People can get on them and say, hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah, we hope it's a nice, clean first impression for folks who may come to the capital city for the first time, and they hop on a bus and they understand how public transit can really be a driver for tourism, for economic development, et cetera. That's our goal, connect people to opportunity.
Now, the last time I had you on, I think it was just last week, you were on maybe the week before, but you were talking about some changes that will be coming to KRT. You guys are constantly looking at things and seeing what's working, what's not working. I think you were talking about having some public meetings. Do you have any updates from the last time you were on?
Yeah. So the 2 updates there, on July 20th, we are transitioning 4 of our routes from fixed route service. That's route 11, 16, 18, and 10. We're going to turn those into KRT Plus zones. So that's the rideshare app that folks have been familiar with here in Kanawha County over the last couple of years. So that's a big change happening on July 20th. And then we're working together with some of our stakeholders behind the scenes. I want to make sure that we meet with everyone we can as far as potential revenue sources before we go out to the worst case scenario, which is having some of these public hearings about the tough decisions that our board will have to make as far as service levels, et cetera. So I want to make sure we cross every T and dot every I before we come to that level, because our passengers are the most important thing to us.
Talking with Sean Hill of KRT. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns, asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you can trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can't hurt you. Okay, we'll kind of review here a little bit what you're doing as far as the shuttles go, and we do want to kind of point people. I know sometimes we throw a lot of information out there.
Yes.
You can go to the website and your social media, and you'll have everything posted out there. Give us the website again.
Yeah, it's rideonkrt.com, and right there on our homepage, you can click on the free Regatta Shuttle link. It's going to show you the map. And again, it's essentially from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. You can hop on a trolley or one of our buses. It's a free shuttle. It's going to run from the west side of town if you park at the Patrick Street Plaza, or the east side of town if you park at Laidley Field. Those will be connected and running all day long, and just hop on there and have a great time.
How many people can the bus hold on average?
If you got standing room only, you can probably fit a little over 30, 35.
Okay.
I mean, again, going at those low speeds, that's not going to be an issue, and we'll keep running them. And if we get feedback, we work with Jane Bostick and her team and everyone there at the Regatta Commission. If they give us updates during the day, hey, there are people waiting on the bus, we'll ramp it up. We want to make sure that we do this right, and we recognize the responsibility of getting people safely from their cars to the events.
All right. And we want to urge people to try to use these. I mean, again, like I've said, I'm guilty as like everybody else. You want to try to get as close as possible. You like the security of knowing my truck is just 2 or 3 blocks away. Yep. But in an event like this with the Regatta, with so many thousands of people coming in, and then the Capital City event, the CCC happening, and with the Ferris wheel, and with Alabama and all these people, I mean, it's going to be a lot, and you can certainly help folks out. You can help everybody out if you just take the shuttles.
Exactly. And another important aspect, too, is we will make stops on the corner of Virginia and Courier also. So if you do decide, hey, I want to park on one of these side streets to be closer, you can do that, but you can also still pick up the KRT shuttle, and we'll take you to and from the event.
All right. Sean, I appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. Sean Hill of KRT. Get on those shuttles. It is 9:49. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. We'll take a break and be back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses are small businesses with big impact, including Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness.
At Poca Valley, your savings deserve Simply More. The Simply More Money Market is designed for people who want growth, flexibility, and convenient access to their money when they need it most. Whether you're building your savings or planning for the future, Poca Valley is here to help you make the most of every dollar. Ready to learn more? Visit PocaValleyBank.com. Call 844-782-2651 or stop into your nearest Poca Valley branch today. At Poca Valley, relationships matter. Member FDIC.
At Jared Construction, they build more than structures. Jared Construction builds legacies. Since 1999, from historical restorations to modern design builds, Jared Construction has been the cornerstone of excellence in West Virginia. Their expertise spans commercial, educational, hospitality, and healthcare projects. With a commitment to quality and a focus on your vision, they turn your dreams into reality. Jared Construction, building your future, preserving your past. Discover more at jarrett-construction.com.
WV030133. The latest in news, talk, and sports on 580 WCHS is brought to you by Jarrett Construction. Visit jarrett-construction.com for more information.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Award-winning news, even on weekends. 580 WCHS brings you live news updates from our trusted newsroom. Stay connected to the stories that matter. Even on Saturdays and Sundays. When news breaks, we're there to keep you informed. Trust the WCHS newsroom.
That's the official band of the Dave Allen Show. Amos Steele. Check him out on Facebook. 951. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. We've been telling you about this big event we're doing with the friends at Trojan Landing. We are giving away a Segway UT6M side-by-side and $1,000 in cash. We call it Ride and Riches, and you can register at a number of places here in the Kanawha Valley. Among those, Captain Holstein's Family Entertainment Center, our title sponsor, Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports, Eddie's Tire and Service of Poca or Winfield, A to Z Outlet, 7th Boutique and Beauty Bar, Shuckers of St. Albans, Family Healthcare Centers, Charleston and Tays Valley, Mardi Gras Casino, Donut Connection in Kanawha City, Charleston Cut Flower, Blanche's Diner in Clendenin, the Red Carpet Lounge, Running Boards, and more, A-Game Wellness, Members Choice Federal Credit Union, Village Heirlooms, the Pitt Sports Bar and Grill, and Tractor Pros. Go to any one of those locations. You'll see the box. There's a QR code even on it, and you can register there. And then about a week before the event, which is going to be on July 18th, about a week or so in front of the event, we're going to call our finalists. And we're going to say you need to make plans to join us at Trojan Landing on Saturday morning, July 18th at 10 a.m. because you must be present to win. Keep that in mind. So register at one of those places. Go to all of our station websites. They'll have more information on that. Again, this is a Segway UT6M side-by-side and $1,000 in cash, courtesy of the fine folks at Trojan Landing Marine. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday, 13 News, and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barrett and me, powered by Salango Law. It's Wednesday, meaning we're going to introduce you to another wonderful West Virginian, and it being July 1st, a lot of new laws will go into effect. One of those has to do with vaping. Delegate David McCormick, who serves out of Mon County, is going to join us to talk about what that means. If you're a vapor or you love one, you need to know some rules are changing in West Virginia. They've already changed at midnight last night. So Delegate McCormick, this was kind of his baby, is going to join us during the 2 o'clock hour to talk about it. Also, Jeff Jenkins will have the news. Dave Wilson will stop by, and the president of the company, WVRC Media, the big guy, the big cheese, the big kahuna, El Presidente, George Pelletier, is going to join us on the show. Anytime I get word that the president's going to be on the show, I think I've done something wrong. But they did not ask for my key card. So George Pelletier is going to be on the show because at this hour, it's probably over by now. I've been a little tied up, for the last 45 minutes or so. There is a major announcement being made impacting a lot of our stations in the company. Now, our stations here in Charleston, not impacted by this, but several of our stations are in the Morgantown area, Eastern Panhandle, et cetera, et cetera. Pretty big deal. So we're going to talk to King George about that on the show today, plus your calls and texts and Open Line West Virginia. Metro News Midday, 13 News, and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me coming up at noon today, powered by Salango Law. On this show tomorrow, it is Regatta Day, opening day of the Regatta. Charleston Mayor Amy Schuler Goodwin on the show tomorrow. Of course, America's 250 going on the CCC at the Capitol Complex. That gets underway tomorrow as well. And just to let you know, Charleston, it's not the only area celebrating America's 250 because every little town across America's got something going on. Larger towns, smaller towns. One of those is the area that I call home, Hurricane. And the mayor of Hurricane, Scott Edwards, and Amanda from the city, as we call her, Amanda Smith-Ramey, marketing director, is for the city of Hurricane. Both are going to join us on the show tomorrow to talk about what the Hurricane community is doing for the 4th of July. They got a big festival planned. And also on the show, Chuck McGill from Capital Market is going to stop by. They have got, as part of all the festivities going on in Charleston, they have this big kids cooking event going on over at Capital Market. So we will talk to all those folks about that coming up on the show tomorrow. I'm going to knock out a couple texts here. I got a couple things I want to get to. Text says, Dave, did the Supreme Court just open the door for the president to fire them if he wants? This was on this ruling a couple days ago. That's not the way I heard it, but I do understand. That's not the way I understand it. Text says, Republicans have been a failure for our state and country. Need change bad, says a texter. Text says, an old regatta event that was always popular and fun that I would love to see return, the Anything That Floats race. It was always great for some laps, according to a texter. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. I want to tell you just a really quick story. July 1st, kind of in political terms, the physical terms, so on and so forth, this is kind of the time when, not only the calendar flips, but a lot of, as I mentioned earlier, new laws go into effect, and people that were in office that either opted not, well, the ones that opted not to run, some of the mayors and whatever, their last day in office. Yesterday on Midday, we talked to one of my favorite people in the world, the mayor of Ripley, Carolyn Rader, who officially, now she's going to handle everything with the Ripley 4th of July activities, but as far as mayor, she is done there. Another one is the mayor of the community of Bell, David Fletcher. And I've had him on the show several times talking about various things going on in Bell and that area of Kanawha County. And he's not running for re-election. There is a new mayor, and I'll work to get the new mayor and get her on the show at some point. But I just want to say big shout out to Dave Fletcher, mayor of Bell. He was on the show several times over the last 6 years. Just a stand-up guy, and he called me yesterday morning. I think it was yesterday morning. Days kind of run together after a while. But he called me, and he just said, hey, It's my last day as mayor. I just want to say thank you for what you've done for the community of Bell, always giving us airtime and everything. And it's been a pleasure to know you. And I said, well, you're just not going to be mayor anymore, man. You're not going away forever. So I just wanted to make note of that the mayor of Bell, Dave Fletcher, did reach out to me and thank me and thank the station for all we've done for them there. I mean, that's what we do here. You know, that's what we do. We try to give airtime to all the communities, especially here in the Kanawha Valley. I don't think there's a mayor around here that I haven't interviewed over the last 6 years. I'm going to continue to do so to celebrate Kanawha County, Putnam County, and everybody in our listening area. But hats off to, and if you think Dave Fletcher is retiring right off into the sunset, you got another thing coming, because he's still working. He's just not going to be the mayor anymore. There is a sad story from the world of music. Victor Willis has died. Now, who is Victor Willis, you ask? Well, he was the lead singer of the Village People. You know, YMCA, Macho Man, in the Navy, etc. He was the cop in the Village People. Sometimes he was the Navy guy as well. When I heard this story reported this morning, and I remember as a kid, the Village People and the whole disco thing or whatever, I always thought this was very odd, is that President Trump's fascination with that song YMCA. Now, look, it's a good time party song. It's been played. It's like in the Constitution. It has to be played at every wedding you go to, and anytime people get together, any DJ who's doing a party, our own Matt Murphy or JK or any of the other EJ, any of the other fine DJs we have here in the Kanawha Valley, they know you got to play YMCA at some point. But I just never really understood the president's fascination with it. And it is a fun song. I don't know that anybody's really told him about what the song means. I'm just saying, don't know that he fully understands it. But anyway, R.I.P. Victor Willis, the lead singer of the Village People. Speaking of concerts, again, the first one of the first big concerts that actually the first the concert is Winona and Melissa Etheridge tomorrow night because of the heat. That concert, the time is, instead of being 6:30, going to be 7:30 tomorrow night. And as I said, I'm sure that the Regatta folks got no complaints whatsoever out of Melissa Etheridge and Winona. They probably said, back it up to 11 o'clock if you have to, because we ain't wanting to go out there and sweat too much. But that concert tomorrow night will be at 7:30. Coming up tomorrow, again, we're going to talk about some things at Capital Market. Folks from the city of Hurricane will join us on the show tomorrow about their 4th of July celebration. And Charleston Mayor Amy Schuler-Goodwin kicking off Regatta. We'll see you then. See you later today on Midday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes. A WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.